Waiting and live, everybody. Welcome back to our second official Big Brother interview show for this season. We are so excited to be back with one of the best crossover players to play Big Brother, but we're going to get there in a minute because first, you guys know the deal. You can follow me over at Reality Recaps, and of course, if you have any questions for us or Jeff on this show, tweet them to me at Reality Recaps with hashtag YRRLive. And who's here with me? Dana.
Hello, everybody. I'm back from my Big Brother Canada hiatus, and you can follow me on Twitter at DGoodyear1975. And we are joined by the fabulous Jeff Weldon from Amazing Race and Big Brother 17. Say hello, Jeff.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Jeff, where can the people find you on Twitter?
So you can find me Jeff Weldon21 on Twitter and JD Weldon on Instagram.
Perfect. And the links to that will be below this show. You guys can click on them after the show is over. And leave any comments also if you're watching on YouTube or in the chat room below for Jeff. I also just want to say, because John will kill me, everyone, if I don't, he is in LA at a red carpet event for young stars. Oh, crap. Anyway, he's at a really exciting red carpet event and will be on You Now tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll tweet that out later. So that's what he's doing. Now, Jeff, before we get into all of these questions for you, I know you are doing some fundraising right now. So why don't you tell the people about that?
Yeah, so it's called Give Kids the World. It's in Orlando, Florida. And it's basically just giving back to kids with life-threatening illnesses and helping their families so they can afford the cost of when they're going out there. So it's for a great cause. I'm trying to fundraise $500 at this point, and it's coming up quickly.
People, everyone watching with your You Now gold bars, we can give some money to Jeff to get him up to that $500. I think it's amazing. You are in a special group, Jeff, because a lot of people, I think, come out of any really reality show and just try and make themselves more popular. And I commend you for coming out and right away starting to give back to charities. That's amazing.
Hey, I appreciate that.
No problem. All right, now, like I said, every single person. Now I was really nice. Now we're gonna go Barbara Walters on your ass.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, tweet us your questions. Hashtag YRRLive. Leave them below if you're watching on YouTube or in the chat room. But I want to get the elephant in the room right out of the way so that everybody can stop asking all show long. Jeff, TMZ put out this story about you that everybody latched onto and went a little bit crazy.
Sure.
That's included.
And tweeted, and then not so much talked about it after TMZ retracted the story and said they were completely wrong.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you want to say, or like the floor is yours on this whole TMZ twin scandal, whatever the hell that thing? Go.
Yeah, so let's just go ahead and start out by saying that the story is completely repulsive and it's completely incorrect. And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. People are still talking about when TMZ first published it, and then they haven't said anything about the retraction and why, and it's because it's completely incorrect. That never happened.
Mm-hmm. Never happened. There you have it, everybody. Never happened. Now we can stop talking about it because we have a lot better stuff to talk about.
Oh, sure.
Like how crazy Audrey is.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that because we don't want to talk about Audrey yet. We want to talk about you in the house. And just for starters, have you seen any of the show? Have you seen anything since you've been home and out of the house?
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I've been completely bogged down with a couple of things, and I kind of wanted to clear my mind from the initial upset of being sent home. So I'm going to start off by watching the feeds and watching the show again here shortly. Probably, this weekend will be my first show I'll watch.
So has nobody filled you in on anything that, let's say, so let's go with this. Do you know that Vanessa completely set you up? Have you heard that yet?
Yes, I have.
Mm-hmm.
Which is completely unfortunate. I really thought that James was the main target on that one. I should have known she was sketched out by me, especially because we kind of talked about working together, and then I kind of just brushed her off and never really revisited that with her.
Right. What was it like for you? I know as a viewer watching, and I mean, I don't want to set you up for this, so I'll say, keep in mind the network that butters your bread. So I'm just saying my opinion is,
Sure.
was it awkward being in that interview with Julie where I kind of just sort of felt like she was basically saying, God, you and Jackie sucked. Like, why don't you guys play a game better? And is Jackie in there, or is she just furniture? Like, I felt like Julie was a little bit personal with that interview. Did you feel
He
like
was
she was
throwing a lot of shade that night.
yeah, she was being
Yeah.
super shady?
I don't know why Julie was so upset. I mean, geez, I didn't think we did that terrible. But, I could see what she was talking about. Jackie was kind of non-existent, up until, as of recently, she's actually kind of starting to move around and talk to people. So
Yeah.
I think that Julie was kind of disappointed that with Jackie and I knowing each other pretty well and going into the game, we should have probably played it together a little bit better. I think that Jackie could have worked the house to her advantage on her side, and I could have worked my side like I was doing. We could have collaborated better, that's for sure.
Yeah, because I think it was a smart move for you two to not be so like joined at the hip, like because that would be like huge bullseye on your backs if you guys kind of played the game together. So I mean, you did your job like navigating one side of the house, and she just kind of laid there. And it's like, are you a little disappointed in how she?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I'm really disappointed only because some of the votes that I really needed, Jackie could have helped me campaign and get. For example, Becky, she really had no reason to vote to keep James and to evict me. I feel that Becky and Jackie were the closest in the house at that time. Why wouldn't Becky want to side with Jackie?
yeah.
So, yeah, it was a little frustrating.
It was, and I want to agree with you, Dana, and a little bit you, Jeff, but I feel like this season you guys didn't really seem to care that there was couples working together like a Shelley and a Clay.
Right.
Or I'm sure in your mind a you and an Austin, which I definitely want to talk a little bit about. Or, you knew about the twins and coming back in the game. It didn't seem like couples or twins or anything was really a factor for you guys this season, which was odd for me watching. I've never really seen where people don't seem to care.
Yeah, for me as well, though, because I didn't exactly agree with that. And I think that got me in the most trouble is when I would, talk to someone like, hey, Shelley and Clay, this is a power couple. We need to go ahead and break this up sooner rather than later. People didn't see it as that. Like even with the twins, like no one cares that, hey, this other
Yes.
twin's going to come in and play the game. Why would we want this? I just don't get it.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, no one seems to be like, why don't we get Liz out now while we only have to deal with one? Why are we gonna wait for two of them to come in and then we have to deal with getting two of these people out? Now they have alliances with different people because Liz is kind of close to some people and Julia is more close to other people. So now they just kind of built an army. Like they're gonna be impossible if they don't get out next week. I don't get it.
No, I completely agree. And I think I was reading on BB Updates somewhere where Jason was having a conversation with another house guest, and he was like, well, we don't want to get rid of one of the twins right now because then we're going to have a bitter jury member. But that doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. Oh my god.
All right, well, speaking of bitter, Jeff, let's give you a chance to maybe throw a little shade at maybe one of your fellow castmates with a question from Kim is bored.
Okay.
And she says, Jeff, when the live feeds were down in the morning or right around cop time, who was the nastiest?
Ooh, you know what? That's a really good question. I would love for the definition of nastiest, though. Are we talking about someone like personal hygiene-wise, The way they spoke.
Who rubbed you the wrong? No pun. Who was the most abrasive? Who was just kind of annoying you or was being mean to people before a competition?
I would say that one of the nastier people in the house was hands down Audrey. I mean, really. And I think that a lot of people are protecting Audrey, which, Audrey's a cool girl. Don't get me wrong. But the fact is, Audrey is a liar, and she spread a lot of rumors in the house, and she was pretty nasty.
She seemed to me, and I don't like this of any Big Brother player, and again, I don't know how caught up you are on the feeds, like there was thoughts that maybe she self-evicted, she hasn't come out of the have-not room, she didn't show up to the POV meeting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
A Big Brother first.
Right, so she's going out like a spoiled child with a temper tantrum that I have no respect for in this game at all. But it annoyed me almost when I saw her interacting in stuff. It always seemed like she didn't care. Like, for pictures, she was always like mopey, or like the Gronk challenge, wanted no part of it.
Right.
I'm sure that was hard, being in the house. Go ahead.
It was very difficult because she was creating a very negative environment. And the thing was, everyone wanted to support Audrey, but to a certain extent, you can only hold out a helping hand so many times. If she doesn't latch on to it, then what are we supposed to do? And so, we all tried to have conversations with her, and we wanted to help her. And we said, Audrey, right now you're in trouble with the house because of your game talk. You've been spreading rumors, so why don't we just try to integrate you back into the house? Maybe just have personal talks with people for a week, and then you can kind of start playing the game again and see how it works for you. She didn't want to have any part in that. And I agree. I think that Audrey's being a little bit selfish. There are a lot of other people that are super fans that would love to be a part of the game and would like to fight to stay in. I mean, I had to fight my last week. Trust me, I wanted to mope around and be sad too, but I still had to fight.
Right.
How much of a role how come the camera never moves to me? Or this is...
I'm controlling it. You're good.
How much did sorry, I lost my train of thought. How much did the fact that Audrey's transgender play into you guys' decisions to either not nominate her or let her stay? Were you guys kind of oh my god, just kind of trying to walk a PC line and not ruffle feathers? Because I mean, if she went out first week, people would be like, oh my god, you guys got the transgender person out because of that. Was that a big factor in kind of just letting her slide on a few weeks because she was causing major drama,
sure.
She should, any normal other person would have been put on the block and sent home, but she stayed.
I'll say this, because Davon, because I know you didn't watch it, on her interview with Julie, said 100% it was. She said that she felt the house was not going after Audrey specifically for the transgender issues. So what was your take on it being in there?
I voiced my opinion a lot about this, and what I said is, from what I gathered from the other house guests and the conversations we had, no one ever brought that up. And what we were bringing up was the wrongdoings of Audrey, the rumors starting, the lying, basically causing unnecessary drama and tension in the house. So when, if I was HOH, that thought would never cross my mind. However, I did realize that thought was keeping a couple of the house guests, mainly Vanessa, away from voting Audrey out. And that would have been Audrey's week, was the week I got evicted to leave. We had all the reasons to send her packing, but at the end of the day, when I was in the HOH room pleading for my stay in the house, Vanessa basically said, Jeff, look, I'm not going to be the one to pull the trigger on Audrey because I come from the same community, which, it is what it is. And so I understood where she was coming from, but it was a little bit frustrating because we're there to play Big Brother. And, Audrey had every right to go home. But, I had to respect that. I couldn't really argue with it.
Well, yeah, because I don't see her thinking twice about evicting Jason, and her and Jason are from the same community, so what does it matter?
Well, I got news for you both. You don't really have it right, Jeff. She didn't care. She didn't care. She just knew nobody was going to argue that point if she said it.
Yeah, and it was
She
fair
didn't
enough.
really care. She just knew that that was a good thing to say to you all, because how were any of you going to fight it?
You know
If she
what?
said
Then
worked.
then it worked. Then you know what? It is what
Yeah.
it is.
It is what it is. All right, let's go to a more fun question for a second, and it is from BB Can Source, and says, Jeff, what kind of BB takeover would you like to see come into the house next that would shake them to the core?
Yeah, bring me back, or or Devon or Jace,
Oh,
and
I didn't see Big Brother Canada. Oh.
No, they would never do that. You know
no,
too much.
only for a week to pull some pranks.
Oh.
Only prank pulling. But other than that, I think something cool would have been, Shelly and I obviously have twins. Why not bring the twins from house guests that were there, or still there, Shelly, to pull whatever.
It's true. I mean, oh God, it would be good, but they can't for liability reasons. They
Right.
can't. You all know too much about the show. I was surprised they didn't sequester your twin, Shelly's twin, even Clay's brother. Which, do we know if he's technically a twin? I always forget that. But he has a brother that looks like him, but I forget if he's technically a twin or not.
He's, from what I know, he's not.
Not. Yeah, I didn't think so either.
There's rumors circling around too that Johnny Mac is a twin, but I think that's just people are putting pictures up. I think it's just like Johnny Mac with like a beard, like he just grew a beard once, and people are like, oh, here's his twin, and his name is Don. But
That is fantastic. And
I don't know.
How do you replicate Johnny Mac?
Oh my God, I don't think you can.
You go to Jim Henson or some other Muppet creator that made him, and that's how you recreate him. I love him. I think he's the best, but I've said all season so far, I don't want a Muppet drilling in my mouth. Like, if he came over me, like I'm on gas, he's like, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my face.
All right, let's be honest. On Johnny Mac, isn't he? I feel like watching his DR sessions, he looks a little bit different or perceived different in the DR by maybe fans than he is on the live feeds. I feel like he has a ton more energy.
He does.
In his
He's
DR.
different in the DR than he is in like real in the house. He's totally like a different John. Like he's not as out there and like
Right.
And he tones it down. So I'm sure he tones it down in the dentist's office too. I'm sure he's not walking in there going, hey guys.
Yeah, I mean that is true. I mean, we all know, or I will say, speaking for me and not on behalf of Jeff, that people are typecast on this show, and you have to meet your role, and James isn't allowed to wear the kitty cat hat because then he's slipping out of his role, and so I get Johnny Mac's there to be the wacky crazy dentist guy. That's what he has to play up for that part of America. Now, I love your twist idea, Jeff, but we need your buddy in there, James, to get evicted because the two of you are the little pranksters. We need to send both of you back in there, maybe to be like saboteurs, but they'd have to figure out a way you do it without, being able to talk to anybody. They could do it.
Do it when they're on outside lockdown and they can go in and just stir shit up and then walk out. But have you seen James this week in the trash bags? He's
I saw that. That was hilarious. In the storage room. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I love him. I do love him in a little trash bag. Well, James in a trash bag.
I mean, James and I were a good duo when it came to the pranks. I mean, it was fun times with James in the house.
And then Steve kind of got into it. I guess Steve fell asleep and James put honey on his face. So then Steve put honey on the bedroom doorknob, and then production called him to the DR, so he got a handful of honey, and then James put honey on the sliding glass door.
That is hilarious. Yeah, that's not Steve. That's his alter ego, Stefan, coming out.
Exactly. And what was your perception of Steve in the house? I'm kind of confused why Jason, even now, after he knows everything, I'm still seeing people that want to target Steve. Is there something us as the viewers are missing? Is it just because he's a little socially awkward, or because You guys didn't seem to know where he stood. Like, what are we missing?
Okay, on the live feeds, and I think it was like a very, very early morning conversation that I had with Steve, and I addressed something with him because I felt like it was useful to his game, and I felt bad for Steve a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I did ruffle Steve's feathers a little bit while I was in there. I did have my fun with him, but at the end of the day, I did kind of like the kid, and I felt bad. And what I told him was, look, dude, when you enter rooms and you don't talk to anybody and you just sit down and stare, people think you're an eavesdropper and that you're a spy or you're somebody's, you're working with someone and giving them information. I was like, dude, just enter the room, make yourself known, make your presence known, say hi to people, and they're going to stop thinking you're the eavesdropper. So I think that's the biggest thing is people think Steve is spying around the house. Other than that, it's not the socially awkward thing. I don't think that's why people are targeting him. It's the combination of being an eavesdropper or a perceived eavesdropper. And then also, let's be honest, later on in the game, there's going to be challenges that are going to cater to Steve, and people are scared because who knows where his mind's at when it comes to nominations.
Right.
I have a good question for you.
Sure.
From @AngieStar88. This is a fun one. Jeff, what was your most embarrassing moment in the house?
You know what? My most embarrassing moment would definitely be when we were playing Truth or Dare, and we were in the kitchen, and I have a grown man, Clay, licking barbecue sauce out of my armpit. That wasn't something that I wanted or even needed to happen, but it unfortunately did.
What was going through your mind when that happened? You're like, is this like really going on in my life right now? Like, what did I do to anger the gods so much that someone's licking barbecue sauce out of my armpit?
I don't know what was more gross, me allowing Clay to do it or Clay actually doing it.
Well, look, first of all, that was very nice of you for calling him a grown man and not a man-child. And number two, on behalf of the gays, we thank you. Apparently, that was very popular. I saw that a lot of the gay fans were loving it. I personally thought it was disgusting. Apparently, that's a thing.
Who likes that?
I don't know. It's a thing.
Hey, there's probably some weird fetishes out there with barbecue sauce. Who knows?
Apparently, there's some barbecue sauce.
Oh, here's another funny one. I don't know how much you know about like the Liz Austin You love triangle that was given to us by CBS. It was kind of force fed to us by CBS.
Sure.
But, like Austin saw you guys cuddling under the blankets, and then he was like grilling her as to why. So now he's having dreams.
I read about
that
this.
You are going to steal Liz away from him. So Angie88 wants to know, are you aware that Austin's having anxiety about dreams about you stealing Liz away from him? And I want to know, do you think it could happen? Because that combination is weird. I like this one better.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that Liz is interested in Austin. I think that it's just strictly strategic and gameplay with whatever connection they have. Everyone kind of feels like it's a very odd connection and we don't get it. But yes, I think that I have a much better shot with Liz than Austin does.
Because I don't know. I mean, we've had your scandal, and then yours happened or didn't happen, and then later that night, like the twins thing happened that night. The swap happened after your little whatever, like nothing that happened in bed, and then Julia's laying in bed with Austin, and he's got one hand on her and one hand on himself, and I'm like, this girl cannot catch a break.
Now, do you know that she voted for you?
I do, and I'm not that shocked, to be honest.
Me neither.
And it's because I went up to her, and early on in the game, she was getting nominated to be put on the block, and it was by Shelley during one of her first HOHs, or her first HOH. And I basically pulled Liz to the side because I knew that with Jace being gone, I could maybe find someone that will put some trust in me really quick. And so I told her, look, this is what's going to happen. I have some people that I'm working with on the inside. If I keep you off the block, which I had no say in, I was just kind of pulling some strings, pretending like I had some say in it. I'm going to ask you for a favor later on. No matter what the favor is, I need you to just stay true to your word. And she said, okay. So come eviction time or close to it, I pulled her in a room. I said, Liz, remember when I asked about that favor? I need you to use it. And she stayed true to her word.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, she said flat out, you were a bigger benefit to her game. Granted, because she felt she could manipulate you better. But
Yeah, exactly.
she still said that she had a better connection with you than Austin, than with other people in the house, and she wanted to keep you in the game for that reason. And I thought you had a chance. I don't think any of us at that point knew that you were getting that many votes. And then once she kind of voted for you, I was like, oh God, Jeff might be staying. But I mean, did they tell you, or not tell you, but did you kind of know ahead of time that, yeah, I don't have the votes, or were you not sure?
I wasn't sure because I thought that I did a valiant effort in campaigning. I really did, and I brought up a lot of good points. And I really thought that, obviously, Liz was going to vote for me. I had no idea about Steve. I thought that after my talk with him, and it was an extremely genuine conversation, I think that I had Steve's vote, but I knew that he was one of those players that would always go at the house, and I knew he felt that maybe James had the house, and so that was kind of up in the air. But I really thought that I was able to convince Meg, which obviously I wasn't, and Becky to vote for me, which would have swinged it. I absolutely knew Clay and Shelley were goners. There was no reason for me to campaign with them anymore. I knew it was done.
Now, speaking of Meg, we kind of got this question a lot. People want to know, did you really have feelings for Meg, and were you planning, to go far with her in the game, or was it more strategic, your relationship with Meg?
You know what? It was actually a combination of both. I'd be a liar to say that Meg and I were very close friends in the house. She was somebody that was very well liked by everyone, but me in particular, I have nothing but great things to say about her. She was always a good time, always laughing, and just very positive energy. And I felt like I could trust her. So, I thought I could go far in the game with her. I mean, me, James, and her would joke about Final 3 deals and how James and I would make sure she wouldn't make it. We would never pick her because she would win because she was so likable.
She is. She's very likable. She seems to think that she's there for summer camp, but she's very likable. Okay, so here is another great question from Angie. She says, Jeff, were you surprised to find out that Vanessa has made over $4.5 million as a world-famous poker player?
I thought you would say poker player like Joan Rivers.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So when I found out about that, I was like, well, she did mention she played poker and she downplayed it. She obviously made it seem like DJing was now her new gig. So it was a little shocking to find out that she made that amount of money in poker. So I mean, good for her though. I can't hate on that. That's actually amazing.
It makes you wonder if you're doing the wrong thing for a living, don't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, geez, I need to pick her brain on how to do that.
I have one. It's a fun one from one of our favorites at Princess Glammy. She wants to know, do you like Cigar City Brew Pub, which is her husband's favorite place? And if so, what is your favorite beer?
Yeah, Cigar City. That's actually, she probably asked me that because they have a brewery here in Tampa.
Yep.
And my favorite beer, hands down, is High Life.
There you go, Glammy.
Actually, hold on. Can I?
Yeah. Oh.
That's actually High Life. So.
There you go. There you go, Glammy. I believe she is in Florida. I don't want to confirm or deny if she's near you, but I'm sure that is why she's asking. And Glammy does Bravo shows with John at YourRealRecaps.com/Bravo. And she does a ton of Big Brother stuff too, PrincessGlammy.com. She blogs all about you guys. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your relationship with Austin. It seemed like right up into that last minute, there might have been a chance. Like, did you think he was voting for you? Do you feel like you won him back? I know you said Shelley and Clay were a lost cause, but how did you feel about Austin?
Yeah, I knew Austin was actually my biggest enemy. Basically that whole last week, he was dragging my name in the mud and causing all types of drama and rumors. And people were kind of throwing his name under the bus instead of keeping a secret of really who was causing the drama. And once I knew that was happening, I knew I was done for with Austin. I knew that I confided in him a little bit too much. I thought that the Jeff and Austin show was a chance for us to build a little rapport and trust together. But clearly, he was just playing me on that part. And, I don't blame him because I'm a big reason why Jace went home. I was anti-Jace from the get-go. And, I think he might have been a little bit bitter.
Were you, again, I know you haven't watched the show, so just have you heard or are you surprised to hear these rumblings about how Austin, didn't know about the twins, but then is working with them, also working with Jeff, not with Jeff, with Clay and
Right.
Shelley and Vanessa as well, that all of them were kind of like this unit working and almost setting people up like you in the house.
So the only thing that surprises me from any of that, I already knew that Austin would more than likely be working with both the twins. It just made sense with how protective he was and jealous he was with any kind of relationship that I was having with Liz in the house. But Clay and Shelley shocked me the most. For them to be working with Austin was really kind of a letdown. I was really disappointed in finding that out.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I don't get it at all.
So, all right, to that point, I'm assuming also now that you have heard, like we said, Audrey, Clay confronted her in the backyard. He's just done with her, creates a whole explosion. There's a house meeting. Shelley, or Glinda, as I call her, rules over the house and is like, we will kill the witch. And then Audrey is, dead and now won't come out of, the room. And did she self-evict? No, she didn't. But she came back in with a brown paper bag. We still don't really know what was in that bag. What are, does any of this shock you about Audrey? I know we talked about her a little bit, but is any of this really shocking to you?
No, absolutely not. This is Audrey. This is the Audrey that I know and played Big Brother with. And I think what's the more shocking point that you just brought up is how just when I was evicted, no, let's not get rid of Audrey for all these reasons like we just discussed. But now, now Jeff's gone. Yeah, it's open game. Let's get rid of Audrey. Everyone forgot about let's be politically correct and not get rid of her for this reason or that. So
yeah. Again, that was just Vanessa's excuse to all of you. Vanessa saw you as coming after her, like what she has said in conversations that I've heard to other people in the house. She saw you, for whatever reason, as somebody that was coming after her. So she needed some way to get you out because she perceived you as someone coming directly after her that she feels she couldn't beat.
And Eric, I'm telling you, the exact reason why she perceived that, which wasn't true. I had bigger targets and bigger fish that I wanted to go after. She was so sketched out by the fact that I never followed up with her about a conversation on working together. So she started thinking, well, who is he working with? Because it's clearly not me. And why didn't he pick me for the team,
Paranoia is large with that one. Holy.
You got the first Vanessa flip out. I saw a lot of Twitter being on Vanessa's side, and a lot of people still are on her side, but you kind of got the first snap in the short circuit in the Vanessa brain when she was just are you kidding me? Are you in the bathroom, in your face? And yes, we all know they were trying to set you up, but that wasn't really part of her setup.
Hear this. So when her and I were talking about that whole predicament up in the HOH room, I was like, Vanessa, the reason why I said what I did was I was getting attacked at multiple angles, and you were the main attacker. And she goes, wait a second. I didn't attack you. You attacked me. I'm like, no, trust me. I was just standing there in awe. You certainly did attack me. And I didn't know what to say. I froze up for a second. I'm like, is this really happening? And then the wheels start turning. I'm like, none of this makes sense. She's yelling at me because of other people and things I've said about other people, which has nothing to do with her as an HOH or her game. So it just, things weren't making sense. It just seemed like a poorly orchestrated reason and justification to say, hey, Jeff's the bad guy, let's put him up on the chopping block, which they did.
Was she having this conversation with you with sunglasses on or sunglasses off? Because I have noticed with Vanessa that when she is bullshitting you, those glasses are on. Whether she's inside, outside, wherever, those glasses are on.
Yeah, she had to put the poker glasses on, you know?
Yeah.
She tried to, you know, play the bluff game.
Like, how good are you at poker if you need to put glasses on to play the game? Like, that's what
Exactly. See, I didn't know if it was like a poker thing or because she's a DJ and, you know.
Yeah. Well, because Big Brother Canada, we had a poker player on last season. We had a male one on. And that guy could tell you a bold-faced lie, straight face, no glasses. You had no idea he was lying. Like, these two poker players are playing such different games. Like, I would expect Kevin's poker player game. Like, I didn't think Vanessa would be so, like, emotional and crazy and all over the place because Kevin's game was so structured and so thought out and so well planned. Like, he was, like, 3 weeks down the line planning everything, and she's just, like, going off and...
Yeah, no, she goes off on random tangents.
Yeah.
No, she goes off on random emotional tangents, and it is terrifying. So I agree. But, hey, let's not stray away from the fact that Day did be able to play her game without sunglasses on. She's a poker player.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Good job, Day.
We do. I mean, everybody loves some Day. So, I mean, that's great. I'm sad that I didn't get to see more of her and Vanessa and talking about what they do and kind of having a little back and forth between them two. I really kind of wanted to see that a little bit. Jason Roy, so this is a nice segue, at Jason BB17, I'm going to say it's his fan club, wants to know, what did you think of Mama Day then?
You know, Mama Day and I, we did not have the best relationship in the house, so I'm just going to kind of throw that out there. I'm not going to throw shade her way. It's been brought to my attention that she kind of
not just you, everybody.
She hated on me a little bit, but for good reason. Day and I didn't have the best relationship in there, but it wasn't until it was one of my final podcasts, and Day got very emotional during it, that I actually started to understand Day and respect her a little bit more. But it was unfortunate because that was basically Day's, final hours in the house.
Jeff, I have to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
We're keeping it real.
Go ahead.
I liked you in the game. I wish you were back in that house. But if I had to pick one positive about you not being in that house, thank God those damn podcasts are over.
Oh, no.
Oh God.
Oh, no, don't say it.
Oh, Jeff, nobody was a fan.
Oh, jeez.
No, and it's not your fault, but there were a couple people in there where it's like, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
It was like, really, Shelly? Are we still talking? Shelly?
Oh, geez.
Shelly, shut up,
we
Shelly.
just think that on a regular basis when she just talks normally. It's just like, just stop. Like, stop.
Oh, my gosh. Well, so my final week, I actually started to become very annoyed with Shelly. And it's because I don't know what happened, but she just kind of busted out of her shell and wants to do like these musicals and like bust out in this crazy hysterical laughter and just say all these crazy things. And I'm like, where was the quiet reserve, Shelly? And please bring her back.
Well, she was like, when she won HOH, like when her and whoever it was, Liz won HOH this week, I swear to God, like, I was watching the feeds and they had the same conversation. It was like between her and Clay and like Austin, and then like Vanessa came in, and like it was just like this like 2 hours of like the same thing, because they were like freaking out because nominations were early and they didn't know who to nominate. And Vanessa actually came in with like a little bit of reasoning and was like, just put the targets on the block, let's not be so complicated. And like she just couldn't like understand the simplicity of this plan, and it was like, oh my God, for like a good 2 hours it just went round and round. I'm like, oh my God, I can't with these people.
Yeah, I mean, and you bring up a good point. Obviously Shelly's been kind of running the house for a while, but why do we have to backdoor somebody week one? Like, what's that about? Like, everyone came into the house, and we weren't expecting to start playing the game like that. But geez, I mean, let's backdoor, and
Yeah.
let's make overcomplicate the game. And it was
like,
interesting.
Avril Lavigne's like, why does it gotta be so complicated? Just kept running into my head. I'm like, this is the most simplistic plan. Throw 3 of your targets up, put up a pawn, and one of them will go home. Like,
Right.
chances are one of them will go home. And it was just like, holy crap, I couldn't.
You guys exhausted the shit out of us that first week. Without exaggeration, at the end of week 1, I literally believe I called Dana and went, is Big Brother over? Like, we're on week 10, right? Because I can't even wrap my brain. And again, it was Audrey. And that's why I think a lot of us didn't want Audrey to go or, wanted her in there. She made you guys play the entire season in 1 week. You all hated each other.
Yeah, it was like 90 days crammed into 7. And I mean, and that's well, and at that point it was probably about 2 weeks too, because I mean, like, the feeds are like, that first week is so long. But I'm just like, there's been more gameplay in this week than I think the first half of the last season of Big Brother Canada. Like, I was like, I didn't know what to think. I was like, this is exhausting. Thank God I'm not vlogging it. Like, I was like,
oh gosh, I can only imagine if you're having to do updates. Like, how can your fingers even type that fast?
No, it was like, you would type something like, forget it. They changed their mind. they changed. Oh no, they went back to that. Like, I'm like, I couldn't.
Yeah. So being in there too for you then, Jeff, it was just as crazy for you the first. Basically, yes, for you it was probably like 2 weeks more than 1 week.
Yeah, no, it was mentally draining, to say the least, and a lot of it was due to Audrey's shenanigans, for sure.
Well, I think that first week, it's so long, and there's so much time between, like, a competition and what's going to happen that you guys you have no choice but to overanalyze every single thing you're thinking about and change your mind 1,000 times, because it's just, like, that first week took so long.
It really did.
And I apologize, chat room. I didn't have you open. But I'm here now. Let me get some of your.
Here, I'll ask this one while you're looking. It's from Abby Buchanan Source. She says, first off, Jeff, hey, I loved you. Was Amazing Race or Big Brother a harder game to play emotionally? Which is, I think, something we all want to know.
Yeah, I mean, hands down, Big Brother. I mean, really. It's like comparing apples to oranges. Amazing Race was, hey, if I can get from point A to point B without having any issues and screw-ups, the quickest, I'm doing good. Big Brother, the minute you actually think you're doing good in the game, actually you might be doing really bad. It's completely different. I mean, how much mental energy and effort that you have to put towards the game, it is exhausting. It really is.
How hard was it to go into that game, like, to Amazing Race, not knowing Jackie, though? Like, that's a lot of trust to put into somebody you just met.
You know what? Actually, I don't know if you watched the season, but the blind daters,
you guys all did better.
We did much better.
For Mikey and Rochelle, you guys all blew the couples out of the water. But, like,
the reason
because you were on your best behavior for the first little bit of it, or like?
No, what it came down to is accountability. So, like, let's say I'm dating somebody, she's my partner, I know all of her weaknesses, I know her strengths, and she's doing terribly at a challenge that I know that she wouldn't do good at. I'm not going to push her and scream at her and make her feel bad for doing poorly because I know her so well. When you're on Amazing Race, you're accountable to the other person, and so even if you know you're not going to do well at that challenge, you make sure somehow you can pull a fast one and actually exceed expectations at it.
Definitely. Jarrett Ducker in the chat room says, do you agree that Audrey playing the game too hard, too fast is what made her a bigger target?
Absolutely. Audrey is a mastermind. She has ways with manipulation and words that no other house guest has. I feel she could have definitely flown under the radar, and she could have went all the way. She really could have. I mean, she's a genius.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it at that for right now.
But hey, that's the positive side. We obviously have seen some negatives.
Yeah, definitely we have seen some negatives. Jamie in the chat room wants to know if Vanessa was not your target, who was? Because it seemed like she was your target on the feeds.
Yeah, honestly, Audrey was my biggest target. And, Vanessa was up there, but it was mostly Audrey, and then Austin started becoming a bigger and bigger target for me, and then Vanessa would probably be third in that sequence.
Mm-hmm. BB Ghost wants to know, did you notice anything different about Liz/Julia before it was outed, by Devon that something might have been up?
The only thing that I kept to myself is just the appearance was slightly different, and their routines were completely off. One would clearly like to work out. The other one liked to cook more. There was just a couple of things that didn't add up, but to me, it was just something crazy. And Devon is the one that we should give the credit for. She definitely outed it. She put the information out there. And when I was told it, I was like, oh my gosh, because I was shocked. And I was like, I can't believe that they're bringing this kind of twist back into BB. And everything started making concrete sense to me. Unlike some of the other house guests when we told them about it. I mean, there's people in there that, even when I was leaving, for example, Jackie, that was still doubting that there were twins. And how could you do that? How can you doubt it?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
they didn't do a very good job.
I have to say, Jack, as much as Julie, I had a problem with it when it's Julie doing it. But
Right.
Me, I'm just saying, what the hell, Jackie?
Come on, yeah.
Jackie.
Well, Julie has no opinion of anything in the game, and then all of a sudden she's just throwing shade at Jackie. It's like, what happened to Tenbot? Like, can we have her back? I don't like that.
Yeah.
What, we have this question a lot, too. What was your favorite part about the Big Brother experience? Like, what did you enjoy doing the most?
My favorite part was just taking myself outside of my comfort zone and pushing my limits. This game, it does take a certain person to play, and just knowing that, hey, anybody that goes in the Big Brother house, no matter when they got evicted, in my eyes, they're winners. That game really is difficult, and, my hat's off to anyone that's played Big Brother, really.
Oh, for sure. We sit here and we talk about it, but between me and Eric, we're like, we could never go in that house. There's no way. We went to the Big Brother Canada house, we're like, it's small in here, like, get me out.
I have to say, I do know that you're tall, like me, Jeff, and being in, like Jana said, we were just in the Big Brother Canada house, and I'm like, I'm not even having to move. I'm just like this, touching both walls. I would have a panic attack. I would get so claustrophobic so quick in that house that, no, couldn't do it.
Yeah, you know what? I felt like it looked larger on TV, but when you get in there, you're like,
Totally
okay.
does. It totally does.
16 people are living in here, and sometimes I'm sleeping 3 deep in a full-size bed. Like, they couldn't even give us kings. Like, those are full-size beds. Austin didn't even fit in his bed. His feet hung off every night.
That's because they have psychologists that do those things to know how to make you guys uncomfortable.
Oh,
like, why
sure.
do you think the bedrooms are so, like, loud and, like,
Yeah.
they're not calming bedrooms at all? Like any part of that room, there's nowhere in that room where you can just go and go, oh.
Yeah.
Like, there's no.
Or
Yeah,
have a private conversation.
I don't think
that.
there's anything calming about metal chain drapes hanging in the purple room.
No,
Common.
not at all. Here's where you can go a little bit, maybe, I know we touched on it, but I don't know if you want to go a little bit deeper into your feelings on it. But here's a good question from Brendan, not Brennan. He says, maybe you guys addressed this earlier, but Jeff, what do you think of Austin's relationship with Liz? It seems a little creepy to Brendan.
Brendan, that's a great question. It's creepy to everyone in the house, and it actually makes everyone feel a tad bit uncomfortable because it's confusing, because it's clear that Liz really isn't that into Austin. She just isn't. I know she's just playing him like a fiddle, and she feels if she does turn his back on him, that's probably the worst thing for a game, so don't do that. So she almost has to buy into the creepiness of Austin. And, you know, I just think that for me, it wasn't about him flirting with her that was creepy. It was about the possessive qualities that he was showing and the jealousy.
Oh my god, yeah. And he broke up with his girlfriend on the feeds.
Yeah, I mean, which girlfriend? Because now I'm hearing he has multiple girlfriends.
Who does that?
Allegedly. Allegedly, he has them. We don't need Austin body slamming our ass everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a wrestler. Let's just.
Yeah, I don't get. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's creepy. Apparently the only time I turn on the feeds is when they're on a hammock together, and Liz or Julia is very much like, okay, I'll say, and then he like has his arm on her, and then like they're talking for forever, and I'm just like, oh, why?
Well, I think the
like I
funniest
said,
thing...
he's sleeping, one hand on her and one hand on him. I'm like, that is not right.
Okay, so I want to know, how did people miss this on the feeds? Or maybe they didn't, and maybe it hasn't been talked about, but it was something that Meg and I had to watch in horror. We were laying in bed, we were all talking in the purple room, and then there's Austin and Jackie sitting on the chair. She's sitting down in the chair, and he's sitting kind of on the arm, propped up. We look over, and his hand is like caressing the nape of her neck, and it was constant for like 5 minutes, and she's just sitting like this, shaking, terrified, and we're like, oh my gosh, what's going on over there? And Meg and I just died laughing.
Poor Jackie.
It's no Caleb Amber though. I mean, not yet. Not yet. Anyway, here's just a good shout out for you, Jeff. It's from Son Goku, who says, "Holy shit, bro! Can't believe you left. I want you to win."
Hey man, I really appreciate that.
Speaking of winning, Princess Glammy wants to know. Where won't this come up? Who does Jeff think will win, and who do you want? Like, I mean, there's always a difference on who you think is going to win and who you want to win. So, who do you think will win, and who would you want to see win?
So, I can't give you guys the best response because, like I said, I'm still trying to get caught up on everything, and I don't really...
Just based on what your feel of what like in the house.
Right now, and then we're gonna revisit it later. Like,
sure.
Like we'll message you, and then we'll put it in the notes of this show later. So this is Jeff's pre-watching anything response, and then he can come back and tell me later, and I'll put his updated response in.
All right. So with the way things are going, I feel that I want to say it. I want to say Johnny Mac. I don't care if he's obviously got some BOBs under his belt. He has to be getting better, right, at the stress of going into challenges. And I really think that Johnny Mac has what it takes to win this thing. Johnny Mac, I hope you do it, man.
I will tell you 100%, he's a Big Brother historian. He knows everything about this game. He does triathlons. Like, he's super fit. Like, he went in all of his preseason, he's like, nobody's going to think that I know everything about this game. Nobody's going to know that I can crush physical competitions. And, you know, Clay and Shelley have had him throwing everything this whole entire game. Like, every single thing he's thrown, they force him to throw it.
Which, good for Johnny Mac. And you know what? I talk so highly of him because he was the most loyal person to me in the house, hands down.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good one. I think he definitely is a good one to go all the way.
He's
so that's
playing a very good game, and I mean, he kind of hid under, like, hoodies and stuff, like, his physical, like, because it wasn't until, like, he had to wear, like, that wife beater this week because he's in the Wax Street Boys. I was like, holy shit, that guy is, like, jacked.
Yeah,
you don't see it, like, because he's hiding under, like, baggy clothes and hoodies, and you don't see it, but now that he's got to wear this tank top, I'm like, damn, Jim. I loved you before, but come on.
We just gotta get Johnny Mac a little bit of a tan now. That's all.
Yeah, he's a little white.
Yes, he needs a
but
little tan.
I'm white too, so it's okay.
So here's a good question from the chat room for someone who I know likes you. So this isn't shady, even though it's going to seem a touch shady. It's from the Bad Seed, and she's like, "All right, Jeff, you have to decide now. Meg, Jackie, or Liz. Which one do you really like the most? Those three."
play Mary Shag
Oh.
Kill with those three.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Here,
Oh,
I'll
gosh.
put you on the spot, Jeff. I'm putting you on the spot. Mary Shag Kill, Jackie, Liz, and Meg. You don't have to kill. Let's say.
Yeah, let's not do the killing.
Let's say. Kick out of the Big Brother house, marry, and have happy time with.
Oh my gosh, let's not even do the happy time because that's.
Come
Take
on.
on a date, kick out of the Big Brother house.
We don't need to go so dirty, Jeff. Come on.
Come on.
PG happy time.
Yeah, let's. All right, so to take on a date, obviously Liz, 100%.
Oh.
To kick out of the Big Brother house, I'm gonna have to kick. Meg, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to kick you out. Only reason why is I just feel like Jackie's starting to step it up now. I would have said Jackie, but she's moving around now, and so my alliance goes to her. And then what did I say I'm going to have to do to Jackie?
Spend the rest of your life with.
Oh no!
Be so
No! We gotta flip this.
Hold on, I'm texting Jackie right now. All your dreams have just come true.
Oh my gosh, no!
I can see. I mean, you guys had the best connection of all the couples on The Amazing Race. Like, you actually liked each other.
I changed my response. Liz, I'm gonna marry you. Meg, I'm taking you on a date, and Jackie, you're getting kicked out of the house. Done.
Poor Jackie.
So I'm sensing maybe, and I'm wrong. Are you harboring any bad feelings towards Jackie right now, or no? Are you really good? I mean, I know that you're in a hard situation. This is somebody that you're almost forced to be on reality TV with. I know that most of it, and clearly we saw that she had feelings for you. So I mean.
Did she slap you on The Amazing Race? Did I hear stories of that on the feeds?
No. So I want to know how are you feeling about Jackie now?
On a personal level or a game level?
On a personal level.
You know, Jackie, she's a friend of mine. I think that the showmance, if we can cross that term over to Amazing Race, the showmance we had was fun. It was in light of the moment. We were racing around the world, and yeah, we had a good time together. However, Jackie and I are not compatible whatsoever. And Jackie is a friend, but she has some qualities that drives me nuts.
So she's friend zone for life.
Yes, complete friend zone.
Yeah,
That's so bad, because I mean, Eric, you didn't watch last season of Amazing Race, but all the people that were coupled together, like they hated each other. Like there was like Haley and what's his name? Blair. I mean, like, oh my God, she was so mean to him. And Bergen and
Kurt.
Oh my God, those two.
No, those two are hilarious together. I want to see them do something.
I don't know what the matchmaking site was that was like putting you guys together, but I'm like, they need to find a new job because they did not do a good job.
Yeah, I agree.
That is what they wanted to do. I'll say for me, speaking on behalf of myself, Jeff, don't even remotely comment on this. But since you mentioned it, Dana, yes, I think everybody knows I stopped watching Amazing Race after All Stars because I was done watching a rigged game. Eric's
I was going to say you didn't watch that because you were busy building your house, but you just went to a whole...
Yeah, well, we all know.
You know what? You know what, though? Let's just say that your previous comment isn't exactly far-fetched.
Everybody, please go look at the last show I did with one of our favorites, Marie, of Tim and Marie, from whatever season that was, where we play a fun game called I Guess. And Marie and I guess all the ways that Amazing Race is rigged to get the outcome that they want. We guess. Allegedly. We don't know. We guess. But when I become such good friends with so many racers, and then I know that there's just no chance winning unless it's okay, getting angry. That's why I stopped watching that show. And we need to start wrapping it up. So, Jeff, now we're getting back
Eric,
to our
did you just go off on a Vanessa tangent?
I did. And I'm on Adderall too, so
Adderall's wearing off, people.
It is. It's wearing off. Yeah.
I'll have to drug them in a minute.
Anything that you want to say, anything that you want to tell your fans, you have a lot of fans that care about you and wanted to see you in that game. You have your Amazing Race fans that came over and are supporting you. So is there anything that you want to leave all of your fans with?
Yeah, I want all of them to know, hey, thank you for the support, not only in the Amazing Race, but also on Big Brother. There's a lot of naysayers. There's a lot of people that aren't so fans of me. But for those of you that do support me and do find, my humor and my sense of style funny and entertaining, I appreciate that. I can't cater to everyone, but, thank you for being loyal and thank you for watching.
And tell everybody again about the charity, how they can donate, how they can help raise funds.
Yes, so for Give Kids the World, I'm going to put up a link. I've already posted it once before on Twitter. I'm going to repost it. I feel like it's not driving enough traffic. I don't know if just people don't want to donate, but hey, it's a really good cause. It's for kids with life-threatening illnesses in Orlando. I would really love to make it, and other reality stars are a part of it as well. So it's something really fun and good, and yeah, please donate. It's only $500. I think I only have like $50 or $100 or something like that so far.
Oh, come on.
Just to be clear, Jeff is trying to raise $500. You guys don't have to give $500.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The link will be below this video on our website and in the YouTube description. Hey, everybody watching.
Yes.
You know how we never beg you guys for anything? We're not like gold bars. We don't do GoFundMes, and we do all this for free, everybody. Go help Jeff out. Donate to the link. Give him my link below. It's our children.
If every one of his followers just gave $1, he would blow his target out.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do it. Stop giving the money to Zuckerman over there. Stop.
Even half of his followers, if half of his followers gave $1.
Right. Let's do it, people. Let's help Jeff. All right. Jeff, tell the people one more time where they can find you, Twitter and Instagram.
So on Twitter, you can find me, Jeff Weldon 21. On Instagram, it's JD Weldon.
Yes, and the link will be below. I have to say, I kind of laughed a little bit at that, Jeff. That was like back in the AIM days when I was in the gay chat room, and it was like, oh, I want people to think I'm 21. Eric, C, 21. I was like, these people still have that. Anyway, just now I'm really becoming Vanessa now. Go ahead, Dana, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at dgoodyear1975, and don't forget to check out yourrealityrecaps.com/bb17 for all of our Big Brother content, and yourrealityrecaps.com/Tarkan for all the Amazing Race Canada coverage that just started. Tonight is race night, people, 9 o'clock. Can't wait. And yeah, the links for all of Jeff's charity will be on YouTube, and we will put it in the blog posting below this video. So,
and are you live tweeting Big Brother Amazing Race Canada tonight, Dana?
I might be drinking tonight. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Well,
I normally do.
Yes.
I normally do, but I'm on vacation, so I might be drinking tonight. I am not quite sure. I might drunk live tweet Amazing Race. That could be fun. But there is a mini John Richardson on Amazing Race Canada, so all John Richardson fans, you need to fire up the VPN apps and watch the show because it's
watch it. Jeff, will you be live tweeting during Big Brother US tonight?
Yes, I will be.
Eastern time?
Eastern time. Correct.
All right. I'll see you there, Jeff. Dana said everything I need to say. yourrealityrecaps.com/bb17. Check out all our stuff there. That's all. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tweet Jeff, send Jeff love, and go give him some money to his charity. For children. Not for him, for children.
For
Bye,
children.
everybody.
Dana, Eric.
Yes.
Dana, Eric, thank you for having me. It was awesome.
All right, you're still going to be here. You're still here. We're just
don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Don't hang up. Bye, everybody.